What's up YouTube? Welcome to a brand new series coming to the channel that is a Gen 4 Pokemon Draft League. Those of you who don't know, Gen 4 is Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum, and this league is called the Treasures of Ruin. So going into this draft, I had third pick, so I was expecting the top two Mons to be gone, but to my surprise, my round one pick was able to be Infernape. Easily a top two Mon in the format, in my opinion, and it's decently widely held opinion for its amazing speed and great move pool for the generation, especially between its high base power physical moves and very usable special moves. High base power if you're willing to risk a miss, like Fire Blast or Focus Blast. Not to mention Swords Dance, Nasty Plot, and both Vacuum Wave and Mach Punch. It's just very good within this generation specifically before it starts falling off. More so in Gen... I'd argue 8, honestly. But obviously never been around one pick like it is in Generation 4. After Infernape, I had to wait 10 picks until it was my turn again, and shockingly, after all of that, there was still Rotom there. Specifically, Rotom Appliance. Meaning I get to use any Rotom besides its base Rotom form, because in DPP, all Rotoms are part Ghost and Electric instead of changing their types like in future gens. But what does change is their signature move, be it Overheat, Blizzard, etc. But obviously that makes it a very good Pokemon. Ghost Electric with Levitate is a very good typing, and it's also fat and has a high special attack stat, and the unpredictability in prep, at least, of not knowing what form I am in until you see it in the game. Which, all in all said, this is typically gone before end of round 2, but sometimes you do see it around here, and I will always grab it at this point, especially next to an Infernape. I am really liking the team so far. Infernape plus Rotom, classic broken DPP draft core, but I definitely need to finish it out well. So, to get a Mon to get what I'm missing, there's a few options. Or holy shit, is that round 3 Azelf? That man's Jesus, that Mon is insane this generation. Being a speed tier of 115 and higher mixed offenses than Nape, albeit a worse typing to use them, but it's still very, very good and often gone by around now as well. So at minimum, even its worst matchups, it can just set up rocks and screens, you turn around, click boom. And honestly, I think this is a perfectly reasonable high end of my speed tiers. So I figured I might as well finish out my expensive end of the draft with 3 Mons that probably should have been gone by they got to me. Now that that's done, I tend to get my removal around now, maybe a turn earlier, but for this draft around now. And there's 3 good options. There's Blastoise, classic fat water spinner. There's Tentacruel, same thing, a little faster, more speed F, but don't have to worry about T-spikes. Or there's Donphan, which gets me my ground type instead, which is another type that I very much so do need. In the end, I was definitely leaning towards one of the waters, specifically Tentacruel I was leaning towards more. But much to Jeroni's dismay, my friend Rafman convinced me to grab Donphan here. More than being just removal, it gets me my electric immunity and a reliable rocker and even more priority. Although it doesn't always use it, it's definitely nice to have the option. And after that last Mon, I do need my water type though. So I decided that upcoming here, I'm going to take another recommendation from my friend Rafman. I went with Vaporeon. Between its Wish support for Rotom and Donphan and Dry Baton Pass to keep momentum, and its very usable special attack stat of 110 for the generation, it just fit the team very well. And that's not even mentioning the fact that I have Water Absorb for any annoying waters like a Suicune or something that tends to be a problem for many teams. After Vaporeon, the team's running low on points for a Mon to pick up, and I need a few more key roles, so I decided to go for a little bit of a stretch grab and grab Roselia, who was only 3 points. An absolute steal for this team, giving us both a grounded poison, spikes, and T-spikes that I feel confident I can spin block on this team with Rotom, which we're unfortunately not bulky, well, not as bulky without Eviolite as in future gens, but it will be enough for the map matches where I feel we need it, and I wanted to ensure I got it even more than the next Pokemon that's going to be typically grabbed before this. That said Mon being the last key part of the team, covering our Psychic, Dark, Ghost, and Flying weaknesses. It's the fat ass himself, Mr. Registeel. Absolute monster of a defensive Mon. Between its 2 extra resists this gen and its 150 defenses, this Mon will wall everything and spread around T-Waves, Toxics, Seismic Tosses. It can boom when we're getting low to not be passive. It can give us our last form of hazards, being our 4th and most reliable rocker, so Donphan can be more freed up to do its spinning job and not have to come in as often. As well as pairing very well with Vaporeon with either Wish Pass, or possibly we can rest and it can heal Bellis back to not be napping. So that's our main 7 Mons, but you do need a minimum of 8 Mons, and I do have 1 point left. So coming last, and definitely least, we have the 1 point go Murkrow. And while this Mon is not coming often, it does fill niches in the team. It genuinely needs to for us. Between its speed tier covering between Rotom and Nape, and its typing being 2 we don't have, including one that's very helpful for possible pursuit trapping. It can definitely come to a matchup or 2 if I feel we need either of those assets. And with that said, the team is done. This team looks absolutely cracked to me, and I am so hyped to use this, especially versus some people in this tour. There are some very big names that a few I fought before, but there's one I've been wanting to fight for quite a while and may or may not be the whole reason I'm playing Draft. So we'll see you week 1. I hope you guys all greatly enjoy this season, and I'll see you guys soon with the first fight. Peace.